Do you want to start the ball, please?
Yes, I will. First of all, I just want to let you know that I actually received a further resignation from the board. So basically, the trust deed provides for a rotation of membership to ensure that we don't have all trustees, retiring at the same time. And this is the second year of the trust, and basically we're looking to have. We've already had one trustee stand down, which was Seamus O'Sullivan, and we require two more to retire. And Mr. Paul Winter and Ms. Michelle Caldwell have retired, or put up their hand to retire. I received a resignation yesterday from Mr. Falloon as well. So there's actually three retiring trustees. Of those three, that all three are able to actually throw their hat in the ring again for a further term as a trustee. Of those three, Ms. Caldwell and Mr. Falloon will not be throwing their hat back in the ring, but Mr. Winter has indicated that he would be interested in restanding. So the job that Council has to do today is to basically accept the resignations, the retirements, but also it needs to decide on whether or not it's going to advertise for all three positions, or whether in fact it chooses to continue Mr. Winter on for a further term without going through the interview process again, or whether it decides it wants to have an interview process for all three positions. And you'll see that we've just tabled a revised suggested resolution, which includes a timetable for actually undertaking the appointment, to carry out the trust appointment process. Now we realise that there is a desire to do this as quickly and as speedily as possible, and we've provided you with a very tight timetable there. We've also taken the liberty of pre-booking and pre-wording ads, which will be ready to go in, starting with Inside Tourism tomorrow, knowing that in fact there are some vacancies here, so that we can actually kick this process off as quickly as possible. So if we could perhaps, if there's any questions on that, happy to answer those.
Okay. Firstly, now there's been a suggested resolution handed around to council. Has this been handed around to any interested people that happen to be in the gallery? Because this is a different suggested resolution as in your book. If the answer is no, does anybody in the gallery like to see this suggested resolution? The amended one. Okay, forever hold your peace. Okay, I'll open this up to councillors from the floor. We've workshopped this the other day. There are some feelings in the visitor industry, some quite strong feelings have been relayed to you as councillors and to me as the mayor from certain people in the visitor industry. My thoughts are that we need to heed to what the industry would like us to do, rather than us come down as some overbearing power that be, which we can do. I would rather that we did what the industry wants for itself going forward, because it is their industry that this whole district is very, very reliant on. So we have a situation where 3 people have resigned, which they have to do. One of them has intimated that he wants to be reappointed or restand or re-elected. So I'll just open it up to fellow councillors to see what your feelings and thoughts are. Councillor Mincher.
So just to clarify, if we don't reappoint Mr. Paul Winter, he can reapply, he can go through the process.
Yeah, I think that what you're actually doing is deciding whether or not you want to.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, okay, the answer is yes. But it's not about reappointing. It's about whether or not you want to roll him over now, or whether you put him up, or whether you open it up from.
Well, the suggested version that's put in front of it, number 2, reads that council agree / not agree. So one of those words has to be crossed out before this motion is moved or not moved or rejigged or whatever we're going to do. That council agree or not agree to automatically reappoint Mr. Winter for another 3-year term. The question was, if you don't, can he reapply? And the answer to that is yes.
Yes, that's right.
Councillor Johnson.
On top of inside tourism, obviously the local rag, but what other?
Seek, Trade Me.
Okay. Yep. So that's the 4.
Yes, and we'll use also the mailing lists of DGLT.
Okay.
And others.
Councillor Mincher.
And so just to reconfirm, with the 3 standing to one side, so that leaves Clinton Farley. Is it Ray Salter?
No,
yes.
no.
Ray Salter and David Wilkes.
3.
Wilkes. So those 3 are still...
Wilkes, Salter and Farley.
Yeah, so those 3 are still existing on the S, right? Just to reconfirm my...
They have to stand down in a year's time. They have 3-year.
So they're still carrying on. Okay.
I think Mr. Wilkes actually has longer because he's actually only recently been appointed in replace of Mr. Seamus O'Sullivan.
Did you want to say something? No. Well, the feeling I get from the industry is the industry are looking to move forward. They said that quite loudly here the other day at the workshop. They also said at the workshop that some of them felt it was time to amalgamate the 2 boards, EGLT and DGLT. Me personally, I did favour that. Some people felt that the time wasn't right. I felt the time was right because there's 3 trustees, and of course there's the vacancy of the CEO for DGLT at the moment, which obviously the new board is going to have to appoint. So, but I think the feeling was that in the future sometime this probably should happen, but maybe this is not the right time. So, any more thoughts on that, please, Councillor Mincher?
I'm fine to leave it as it is to give them a chance. So it's only been a couple of years to carry on through. But I'm just going to say, Mayor Rick, personally here, I would rather prefer, me personally, that Mr. Winter goes through the selection process like everybody else. I'd like to move that point.
So you're actually moving that. So you're saying that under suggested resolution number 2, you want to cross out the word agree.
Yeah, I prefer to see him go through the...
And that's a motion on the floor. Before I ask for a seconder, is there any more talk on this? Is that okay, Councillor Downer?
Maybe the Deputy CEO might be able to help me here. The process of selection, does it go through a selection panel before it comes to us with, say, 10 top candidates, and who's going to be on that selection process, or is it through all the full council that goes through all the applicants? What's the procedure?
Mr. Williams wants to answer.
Just to give you the reassurance, Councillor, I shall be part of the shortlisting process along with Miss Caldwell. So.
Yeah, I just saw her name there. So would there be anyone else? Just yourself and Mrs. Caldwell?
Normally I do sit in on that process.
Yep.
And what we do is actually assess it against a number of criteria that are set out in the trust deed, and weight them. But in fact, you get the short list and the long list.
So if a shortlist were to come to the selection committee and the committee were to spot somebody on the long list that they thought, ooh, hey, we can pull that person back to the shortlist.
Yes.
Okay, that's clear. Now, Councillor Mincher, I would ask you to, is there any more discussion? I want to ask Councillor Mincher to change his moving.
Just on that, on the 3rd resolution,
Yeah.
I'd like 3, not the 2 crossed out, I think.
Yeah, what I was going to ask Councillor Mincher is, Councillor Mincher, I'd actually like to ask you to move this whole resolution by just taking the word agree out of 2 and 3. Otherwise, then we could just pass this resolution in totem.
3 would be to agree to seek the appointment of 3.
So
2 is to take out the word agree.
Agree, crossed out.
3 is to take out the word not agree.
Not agree.
And also for the 2, take out the word 2, so that council agree to seek appointment of 3